Hey guys, basically I've been thinking about doing a nail art blog for the nail art that I've been doing lately and showing you how to do the designs that I've been doing in some video tutorials. So today I think I'm going to go ahead and try that. I ate at Casa Bonita restaurant with my family in Denver, Colorado last week, and they're all rainforest and tiki design themed restaurants. So I basically wanted to try to do some tiki designs, some sort of rainforest nails. So I'm gonna try that today, and I'm gonna try it on video so you guys can do it along with me. If you like it or want me to do more videos, let me know, share them out. If you guys try them, I'd love to see them. I'm gonna start out, I've painted my nails, 4 of my nails white with just a plain white, and I've done one nail with a platinum clear white so that I could French tip it with this black. It's a pure ice color. So first off, you want your nails to look kind of like this for the nail. So here's what I'm using to get started. I have a couple different brushes. Basically they are both super thin. You don't want a whole lot of brush to get in your way when you're trying to do the dots and the lines for this design. So I'm using 3 different colors of acrylic paint for this one, and we're going to be mixing them a little bit, but I have hot pink and black and white. Okay, on 3 out of 4 of the white nails here, I'm basically gonna want some sort of design on them. Nothing. Okay, I am starting out with just the black, and I'm actually gonna add a couple drops of water to it from the end of my brush here just to thin it out a little bit, because again, we're doing a lot of lines and stuff, and you don't really need it all that thick to do that. So just thin it down a little bit like that. And we're gonna start off on doing basically just some lines on 3 of these white nails. So start out, simplest way is to put your brush flat down and roll it across. You're gonna get a straighter line that way. It's gonna look something like that. And we can always touch it up later, basically. So and now I'm basically gonna dip the back end of my brush here into my paint, and I'm gonna go across these 2 lines that I've made and just add some polka dots into the center of them. I think I'm gonna do 3 of them. Like that. And add some up here. Using the bristle into my brush so that they're smaller that way. Now basically on the bottom end of this, I'm just going to do some zigzag lines, nothing fancy. Just something to kind of add some color in there throughout it. And there's the first one of that. I'm gonna go ahead and do similar designs on 2 more of these, 2 more of the white nails. I'm gonna do it on this one, and I'm gonna do it on this one down here. So I'll come back in when I've got those done and show you that step. Okay, those 3 nails are done, and I have done them the exact same on the other hand. So if you guys do them, I'm gonna post a picture of them, so you guys can either copy what I've done here, or you guys can get creative and do them your own way. Basically it's lines and polka dots. I've used both sizes of the brushes, the bigger and the smaller, for whatever I needed, and I've used the back end of my brush for polka dots again. So yeah, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, basically I'm mixing my white into my black now, because the next design that I'm going to do, I'm going to be using the black. I'm going to need some darker gray, and I'm going to need the lighter gray before the design's over. So yeah, you basically want a gray, but you want it, you know, to be right in the middle between your white and your black, because you want all three colors to stand out pretty well on this next design. So I'm gonna start working in that lower gray panel. Okay, starting in the gray, I've thinned it down again, thinned it down with some water. About halfway up, maybe a little above halfway up, I'm gonna do just a gray line straight across again. Straight across. And I'm also gonna do, try to make it where you guys can see this, a gray line going part of the way down. And I'm gonna thicken that out towards the bottom. Make it bolder at the bottom so that it looks like a nose. We're doing a tiki guy here. So there's the start of his face. And we're going to go ahead and with our thinner brush, I'm going to make a line down below his nose also. So there's the start of him. Now we're gonna dip into the black with our larger brush. We're gonna make, hope you guys can see this, I'm hoping I'm in frame. Gonna make basically 2 triangle outlines and fill those in. If you have any mess ups like I'm doing, you can come back and fix those up later. But basically we just want the outlines of 2 triangles for his eyes. I'm gonna do one over here too. And you fill those in with the watered down black. So I'm gonna keep touching this up, this much up. I hope you guys could see that because I just realized I was out of frame. Gonna keep touching that up and working with that until I've got some pretty good triangles and some pretty good lines to work with. But you basically want to start seeing his face, his 2 eyes and his nose coming down, and this first line's the start of his smile. So that's what we have so far. Okay, so I've touched up my lines, and now I'm gonna keep basically just adding some detail to him. Down here where we started his smile, I'm gonna take my black and basically just outline with my nail right up along to kind of complete that into a smile, leaving a little bit of the white showing, but kind of like that. And I'm gonna add, kind of up above his brow here, I'm gonna add some black in there for some detail too, straight along the top. Hope you guys can see that. Something like that. Just kind of a dome, half circle, following along the top of his brow. And I'm gonna add some dots, some polka dots, of course. Love polka dots, so here we go. I'm gonna add them across the top of his brow, basically. Just kind of a straight line though. However many you can fit along there. Just kind of add into the tiki guy appearance. Something like that. Something like that along across to the top. And I'm gonna wipe my brush off here. Wipe it down a little bit because I'm gonna go back to the gray here for a minute. And basically under where I've done his eyes, I want to highlight that with gray too, like underneath. Just a thin line just to highlight it out underneath, leaving white showing a little bit. So something like that. That's kind of the start of your tiki face. You can really make him look any way you want. Mine's kind of a happy little tiki guy. I'm not big on scary tiki guys. I'm gonna add a couple dots of black also down to the bottom of his nose. One on each side. So something like that. That's kind of what he's looking like so far. You guys can add as much detail as you want into him, but I kind of wanted to keep him simple and just kind of help him flow right into the other designs that we're doing so that you don't really see it all too much unless you look for it, but just that it kind of looks neat to have the tiki face kind of hidden in there. Okay, we are starting with the last nail here, and we're going to be using our pink finally and black and some fresh white, because we're going to need a separate white to make sure it's very clear white. We're going to be doing white on black this time, and I'm not going to thin down my pink, it doesn't need it, but I am going to thin down the white because we're going to be doing some swirls with it. Okay, basically we're going to do a really simple flower here. Starting on your French tipped nail, if you guys can see this, I am going to do 5 dots using the back end of my brush. The ones that are coming down here on the black, you might have to redip because they're going to need to be thicker to cover that black up and be the same color pink as the rest. Okay, and I'm going to just swirl those around until you can tell that it's a flower. That's the easiest way to do it, I think, is just to use the back end of your brush. You can kind of push them in a little bit if you want so that the petals look like they're going into the inside. Just noticed again that I wasn't in frame for that, so I hope you guys could see that. Back into the brush, just dotting around. And I'm gonna use the bristle end of my brush, of my thicker brush, on the inside of that flower. I'm gonna take my black, thin down black, and add smaller polka dots, just a ring of polka dots, all the way through the center of it, just kind of to form the center of the flower. So, actually guys, I'm gonna use the thinner one because I want a lot of polka dots. So scratch that, we're gonna use the thinner brush and we're gonna go literally just dots, a circle around the outside of the flower. So I don't know if you guys can see that all too well yet, but it's starting to come together a little bit as a flower. And after that, gonna want to clean off your smaller brush good because we're gonna use it in the white now and the black will bleed through, obviously. So we are dipping into the white here and just gonna make basically white swirls coming out of the flower. You can swirl as many of these around as you like if you like them. You can basically add this any way you want to. I just kind of wanted to break up the black and white and do some white on black, just kind of to give it some different detail. I'm gonna bring the white down into the French tip too and do a swirl there. Hopefully you guys can see this one. It's just looping around, basically swirling into the black, swirling out of the flower. I'm gonna keep touching that up. Let's see if I can get that clearer. There we go. I'm gonna keep touching this one up and adding some color and some detail to that flower, and I will show you guys that one when it's done. The same, and they're gonna look something like this. It's mostly black and white. Something simple for the first time here. Still learning to run the camera and learning how to get everything in frame, so thank you guys for bearing with me and watching it. I hope that you guys will find it useful. I did go ahead and on the flower design here, I did go ahead and swirl around some black and some white. You guys can basically do that however you want. And I'm gonna go through and touch up and clean up my nails with some nail polish remover around the edges so that they're clean. And I'll add a top coat, just a clear coat over the top of them so that they last longer and so that they look smoother. And I will show you guys a picture when that's done. I hope you guys liked them. I hope you guys will share them out. Please let me know if you guys found it useful and if you would like me to keep doing the tutorials on them. I can keep doing those and maybe even make a page for it if it's something that you guys are interested in learning how to do and learning how to make the designs. Then I'd be happy to keep them going if you guys want to share them out. So thanks for watching, guys.